The governor's chair heats up with tonight's Republican primary runoff. The polls close at 7, as you know, and in just a few hours, we will know whether Secretary of State Brian Kemp or the Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle will face the Democratic nominee Stacey Abrams toward November. Our exclusive 11 Alive poll shows Mr. Kemp with a slight lead over Mr. Cagle, but the number of undecided voters is in double digits, and we're talking about potentially 9% are voting today, and that could make or break the election for either candidate. We have crews covering all the candidates tonight. We begin with Doug Richards, who caught up with Casey Cagle a short time ago in Atlanta.
Well, Jeff, certainly Casey Cagle had been the front runner in his race for the governor's nomination on the Republican side. He acknowledged tonight that he may not be the front runner anymore, that in fact he's the Democrat, or the underdog, excuse me, and that he says he is comfortable with that. We caught up also with Cagle voting earlier today in Cobb County. He acknowledged tonight that Brian Kemp's campaign benefited, of course, from President Trump's endorsement last week. He also acknowledged that his campaign had other challenges, including the secret recording made by former candidate Clay Tippins, which picked up Cagle talking about campaign contributions and how they would affect his support for a school choice bill. Cagle still said that he's confident tonight and that he will be paying close attention to areas of southwest Georgia and northeast Georgia where he thinks that he has particular strength, which will be telling as the votes are counted tonight. He also talked briefly about unity. I asked him whether he still thinks that Brian Kemp would lose to Democrat Stacey Abrams in the fall, and he would not say that this time. He's been saying that up until tonight. Live in DeKalb County, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
This is John Sherrick reporting live in Athens with the Kemp campaign. And Brian Kemp told me this afternoon, right after he voted with his wife and one of their 3 daughters, their one voting age daughter, that he began to see the momentum shifting his way right after the primary election in May. And remember, it was in that primary election in May that Kemp finished 14 points behind Casey Cagle. Now our poll from late last week shows that since then, Kemp has overtaken Cagle. Kemp credits his statewide network of volunteers and his aggressive campaigning across the state for the past 15 months for finally paying off. The surprise President Trump endorsement, he says, helped keep the momentum going his way. His goal all along, get into the runoff and win there, run like the underdog, run hard, and never stop. And Kemp says he is confident, he expects that he and Cagle will unite after tonight and fight to beat the Democrats' nominee, Stacey Abrams, this fall. Reporting live in Athens, John Sherrick, 11 Alive News.